Captain America: Civil War is directed by the Russo brothers and stars Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., and the returning cast of the past Avengers films with some new faces that are coming into the cinematic universe as well. Super excited about those. With a large trail of collateral damage caused by past Avengers conflicts, the United Nations band together to give the superhero team, in their eyes, some much needed supervision. And this splits the team into two, some following Captain America and some following Iron Man. Iron Man being for government control, and of course Captain America being against that. And one of the great things about this movie is that you can see both sides of the argument. And one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie is them just sitting down and just talking about where they stand on this issue and why are they picking Cap's side and why are they picking Iron Man's side. And throughout the entire film, you can totally see where Iron Man's coming from. You can totally see where Captain America is coming from. Because for most of the movie, Tony does be a little bit of a dick, but you kind of understand like why he wants to keep people safe and sort of stick to the rules, because he feels that the Avengers need to be kept in check and be held accountable for what they've been doing for the past 4 years. But then on the flip side of that, you totally understand Cap's reasoning too, but throughout the entire film, you're kind of like, why you gotta make it so difficult, Captain? Just agree with Iron Man on this and it'll be a whole lot easier. But you totally get why he can't budge on his stance, because he believes it so wholeheartedly. And I just love that aspect of the film, that you can choose a side, but you can also see the reasoning for the other side as well. And just that back and forth of the entire film, it kept me on edge the entire time. And by far, one of the biggest strengths of this film is balancing all of these characters. There's a ton of heroes in this movie, and this could very easily have been a situation like The Amazing Spider-Man 2, because the Russo brothers did a fantastic job at balancing all these superhero characters and giving each of them time in the spotlight, so you get more attached to them and sort of feel for their situation a bit more. And so when the fighting does happen, you care a lot more. And also in this film, we get two new characters introduced into the cinematic universe, with one, Black Panther, played by Chadwick Boseman. Oh my god. Chadwick Boseman did an amazing job as T'Challa in this film. I really felt the emotion and the anger in his character for when he's going down and sort of hunting down Bucky. Not so much of a spoiler here. I'm not going to spoil the actual scene for you, but there's just the origin of his character it's summed up in like 2 sentences, and I just love how you don't need to go off in a huge introduction scene. You just, here's the character, here's his motives, here's his background in 2 sentences, and you get it. And the way they handled Black Panther in this film was just awesome. I can't wait to see his actual film when it comes out. And if it wasn't for this other character that got introduced, he would have definitely stole the show. But of course, for me, the person that stole this entire movie was Spider-Man. Spider-Man has always been one of my favorite superheroes, and this iteration of Spider-Man is probably the best on-screen Spider-Man I have ever seen. It's just the way they handle him. They're going back to the Spider-Man that's in high school, and he talks like a teenager. He's in the middle of a fight and he's sort of like geeking out. It's like, oh hey, Cap, big fan. He catches Bucky's arm. He's like, you got a metal arm, dude? That's so cool. And I always wanted to see that high school Peter Parker. He's dealing with issues that like his comic book readers can relate to because he's so young. And I feel that they really nailed it, and I cannot wait to see Spider-Man Homecoming, regardless of how I feel about that title. And with all the Avengers in this film, and it was really hard to lose sight, what I appreciate what the Russo brothers did so well was that they were able to focus the story in on your 3 characters that you're really supposed to be focusing on, with Tony, Steve, and Bucky. I really like how personal these stories get, and the overall arc of these 2 characters that we've grown to love over several films. Because really this movie isn't just a sequel for Captain America Winter Soldier, it's a sequel to several of the Avengers films, all the Iron Man films, both Avengers movies, and of course Captain America's movies as well. And you see the character arc that both Tony and Steve go throughout this entire filmography. It gives their conflict so much more weight, and when it does come to a heading and they throw down, it's kind of tragic in a way, because these are teammates and friends fighting each other, and they've trusted each other for so long, and now they're really going at it and they want to just tear each other apart. And the action in this movie is done very well. There's this opening action sequence that did get a little bit of shaky, came in there sort of a little bit like a Bourne Identity type of thing, but not too jarring. But there were times that I could have done without it. But overall, the action in this is done so well, and especially the airport scene. Oh my god, the best action scene in this entire movie, I feel, is this airport scene where all the heroes just throw down, and oh, it's so cool to see all the heroes fighting each other, and again playing off each other's teammates to get the upper hand on each other, and it's so awesome to see. And one of the weaknesses of this movie is its villain, and I feel we haven't had a like awesome villain since Loki, since the first Avengers film. I do understand where this villain is coming from. I always like the villains that I can sort of relate to on a level of sorts, and sort of like understand their motives. And I got the motives of this character. It's just I feel like we didn't get enough of him to really send him over the top. I feel if he had more screen time, and he's just sort of in the like there, and he is sort of necessary to the plot. And without him, you wouldn't gotten to this certain point in the story. And so I get why he's in the film, but I just wanted to see more of him, to flesh his character out a bit more. And really, that's the only problem I have with this film. This movie was just great on so many levels. There's so many dimensions to this movie, and for that, of course, for that reason, I am definitely giving Captain America: Civil War a yeah.
Oh yeah!
So Captain America: Civil War, have you seen it and what do you think about it? Leave a comment below, tell me your thoughts. Please, if you enjoyed watching this review, hit that thumbs up button below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you like this, you can click right here and see more videos. Bye, Andrew.